like I said, I hate talking about this topic. Um, I hate feeling embarrassed. I feel feeling some type of depression because I'm not completely depressed. It's just the feeling of having this is very depressing. And so let's go ahead and get into the topic. Anxiety, sweating, excessive facial hyperhidrosis, secondary. That's basically what I have. And on my actual main channel, that's I'll put a screenshot here in the video. Um, I started to develop crucial. I hate talking about this. Oh, I hate this so much. The only reason that I want to make this video is to follow up on my videos that I made in the past. And I recently saw a video where Mike, I can't remember his last name, he's on Impulsive with Logan Paul. He explained that he has facial hyperhidrosis, excessive sweating, and it just hit me that there's so many people out there that we do not know have it.
We talked about sweating before the show.
Yeah.
I am a sweaty person.
How do you feel right now?
Sweaty.
Because of this?
No, not really.
That doesn't bother you?
No, I was sweaty in general. No.
That doesn't bother you? You know what?
Actually, I have hair and makeup for this type of thing.
Let's back up for a second, okay?
I couldn't handle a physical confrontation right now. I feel like I'm in a swimming pool.
Okay.
This has happened to me. This has happened to me a million times.
One last thing I want off my back, right?
Yes, sir.
And the back of your head looks like shit. And no, wait, hold on. And that's all. No. Stay here. And that's all. I got that. I got that off my. No, I saw the spot. No. I saw the spot. It looks weak. But my point is that now that I got it off that my chest, now we can move on. Okay, Mike. I have to say, I'm just kidding. First of all, this is all for fun.
Good times.
I love you so much.
I will never be.
I would love you back on this podcast, to be honest with you.
I would love to come back.
I love you
on a non-sweaty day.
Yeah, and I think that really has this
greatest moves I've ever seen.
Let's talk
because it will help cool me. Okay. It will help cool me.
Go cool it down.
I have a condition. Not to get too dreary and sad on the show today, but my days, my performance, everything that I do in life is dictated by my mental health. Unfortunately, at this juncture in my life.
I couldn't hear you. Go ahead.
I have an anxiety condition that is instigated and inflamed by my day-to-day life. So if
I'm locked in, Mike. I'm listening.
Jaime, how are you right now?
Good. Just confused at Bobby. Bobby, why you laughing?
Why'd you laugh there?
I didn't laugh.
It's your fault. You looked at me, started laughing. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Mike. Go ahead. You have an anxiety.
Gotcha.
You have an anxiety condition instigated by what? Some sort of trauma.
Trauma, death, despair, mortality, relationships, all the same things that I think all of us kind of deal with, but some people don't deal with them as well. And like the past week or so has been challenging for me, where you're looking at my hand. You don't like this?
I'm looking at your eyes. Well, fuck off. Don't look at your eyes. Look at your eyes. Fuck off.
What was that?
I'm offended by it. I had to finish about my trauma.
No, but it's not your turn.
Oh yeah, go ahead. That's what I'm saying. I thought that was it. All right, go ahead.
One of the reasons I came on the show was to have fun today.
Were you having a blast?
I actually am.
Me too.
I know it doesn't look like it because I'm sweating.
It's a great time.
But I've had this happen to me. I have panic attacks, and I really do. I struggle with this a lot, and it's one of the reasons why you asked me if I've ever done stand up, and even if people told me like, "Yo, you're funny, like you're good at comedy, whatever," I don't think I would be able to do it. I have really, really fucked up nerves, and if something doesn't go right for me, like I make a joke about my friendship with someone and their Korean background, I'll just start sweating.
Spiraling.
Yeah, I'll start spiraling. Everyone's looking at me. They thought you were funny at first, but now they just think you're a loser.
So it's hard for you to sort of
Did you even see Doom 2? Like
it's so funny because, I love when people make assumptions about something when they haven't even done it.
About
Those are-
stand up, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, you don't know.
Well,
You don't know.
I can draw.
You don't know. You
No,
can. You can draw. I've never skydived.
So if you did something similar, like I think bungee jumping's actually get over this fear of talking about certain topics.
And it's so it's such a it's so weird. It's so weird. Let's get into it. Like I said, the first ever video that I made reached a lot of people, and a lot of people started reaching out to me that they have the same thing, and it really gets in the way of our careers, our relationships, and it puts us in a very, for me, I'm gonna be very, very honest and very vulnerable right now. It puts me in a very um uh in a very, very bad mood because I hate that it happens to me. I hate that my own body um uh I hate that my own body what's the word? Betrays me. I hate all of it. I can't perform. I can't advance in my career. I can't do anything because of the fear of sweating. You see how crazy that sounds? The fear of sweating. And I would give anything to have it anywhere else but my face. If there's any anxiety in me, any fear, the first place I start sweating is my face. My forehead start dripping. A lot of people normally have it in their hands or their armpits start sweating. Um, their back starts sweating. But for us that have excessive facial hyperhidrosis, is all in our face. And Mike put it put it in a very funny but very true statement. Like, our butthole is the driest thing. Our armpits dry. It's just in our face. And it sucks because that's the only place people see. The only place in your body that people can see. And it whenever somebody sweats, it gives the other person looking at him, it gives him one message. This guy is nervous. This guy is just in fear. This guy is a loser. And we hate to feel that way. And Mike was on an episode with Bobby Lee, and Bobby Lee is a comedian. And being in a podcast, being in front of people, that's already so much pressure. I know a lot of people. I've had models. One of my friend is he's making it out there. If you know you know who you are, you know who you are. Shout out to you. I'll always be messaging him, and he always messages me back. Because we've I honestly feel like he's my brother at this point. But he's been in commercials. He's been in I mean, he's been with close or inside of the same commercial as celebrities. Like, I'm talking about like Cardi B, Canelo Alvarez. Um and it's crazy because he goes through the same thing, and he says that sometimes he asks for the room to be super cold so he doesn't start sweating. And I just hate to be embarrassed. I hate to be vulnerable. I hate that I'm seen as weak. I hate all of that. I rather the ground swallow me before I feel any of that. I don't even know if me messing with my hair, because sometimes I'll mess with my hair and it pokes out. So I don't even know if I don't know. I'm trying to distract you guys from thinking about the sweating for a second. But it's one thing I am proud of myself of is not letting this be so depressing that um that I don't succeed in life. There's a lot of things that I've been successful at. I've been successful at getting a great paying job, a wife, a daughter. My wife knows all about it. Sometimes I get irritated because of uh, me not able to give her much hugs, affection, because sometimes I will start sweating for no reason and I hate myself for it. Um, or sometimes she uh, will want like cuddles, and sometimes I just feel too hot. Uh, Things here and there that just I get irritated myself because I hate that my body works that way. And I used to sing all the time at church, and I don't even know why I'm making this video, honestly. I really don't. Just feels so embarrassing. Like I said, I'm proud of myself for doing uh a lot of things that I've done in my life that some people wouldn't even do. Like I've created other channels. I've like I said, I have a family. And one of the things that I hate is no one understands your struggle unless they have it. Because I've talked to other people about it. But every time I talk to anybody about it that doesn't have this condition, it's the same thing. It's just sweat. It's fine. It's just sweat. And yes, it sounds silly and it sounds crazy. It's just sweat. It's just water that falls or that perspires from us. But it's how it makes us feel and how it makes us look that gets us. I remember and I don't sing at church. I don't preach at church. I don't even want to get involved in church sometimes because a lot of people know that I used to sing and they always invite me to want to sing again. And I just can't. The fear of me sweating up there is just, it debilitates me. And I don't know. I've heard of a lot of stories where people that have this condition don't even leave their house. They're so depressed, they just don't leave the house. Because I mean, imagine somebody in a room where it's a good 70, good 69, 68, um, and they have a lot of anxiety, a lot of social anxiety, and they just start sweating out of nowhere. For one, it looks weird. For two, I would say something's wrong with that dude. Three, I think he's scared. I think he's nervous. And it's very embarrassing. That's just how I view it, and that's pretty much why I feel like I'm scared of it, because I feel like other people have the same reaction. I remember one day, I had recently had been baptized, um, and they asked me to sing. They asked me to sing, and there was a little girl that was sitting in the front row. Started singing, right. At this point, I knew I had a severe sweating problem, um, and I just didn't know what it was. I couldn't. I didn't know what it was, and I would most likely every time I went up there to sing, I would always be drenched in sweat, which is very embarrassing. I'd rather fart on stage or on in the pulpit than sweating. That's how bad. I'd rather fart or my voice crack or something other than sweating. So I was singing, and once the sweat starts once I start getting hot and sweat starts to fall down my face, then I start to panic even more, and then my body decides to reward that panic with more sweat. So I'm over there looking like I just took a shower. And I was at the end of the song, I knew I was covered in sweat. I was already embarrassed. And the thing is, you just keep sweating. I just keep sweating. Like my body does not run out of water. And I remember I finished singing. Everybody was looking at me weird. I was already embarrassed. I was like, usually I would go to the back and go to the bathroom and try to get myself together, dry myself and just go back to sitting down. But this time I was like, you know what? I'm already here. I'm already embarrassed. I'm just gonna sit on the front row seat and try to dry myself up. And I finished the song, and the little girl looked at me on the front row seat and was like, "Did you get tired?" And then I was like, "What do you mean?" And she was like, "You're sweating really bad. Did you get tired singing?" And I noticed, for one, the innocence of a child and how blunt they are, and noticed how bad it looked. And after that, I said, you know what? I'm not doing that again. And ever since, I think I've done it maybe once or twice, but that's it. It's terrible. It's terrible. It was at one point very depressing, where I just didn't want to do anything in life anymore. Um, I've never been. I was suicidal for like maybe, I would say, a day or two I can remember, but I'm not that brave to even. That's crazy. So don't be worried. I'm not in that state. I just hate the way my body sweats, and I hate situations where I know I'm going to sweat. Like for example, work meetings, I know I'm going to sweat. um, in events that I feel anxiety and social anxiety, and because all of this has created a lot of stuff within me, social anxiety, just so many different things. Uh, Fear of the unknown is pretty much where my body is. Flight or flight, I think that's what it's called, but it's terrible. I don't even want to upload this video, but I'm going to do it anyways because I know there's a lot of people like that in the same shoes, like Mike. He's a big podcaster with Logan Paul. Like that's crazy. That's crazy. And for him to have it and come out to say, "Hey, this is just how I am." I mean, he didn't stop sweating for a good 20 minutes, and he was just trying to fight it. And that's how it is. Once we're there, we'll sweat enough to be completely embarrassed, but then it all goes away. I don't know why our body does that. I don't know why fear is like that. Sometimes I don't even want to be here. Um, uh, Not because, like I said, I'm suicidal or anything. I don't want to be in a place. When I say here, I don't want to be in a place of like my work environment. I just want to be alone sometimes, like completely alone. And sometimes I feel really bad for it. So if anybody is going through those same things, um, just know you're not alone. I'm a living proof that we can succeed in life. Um, I'm not perfect. I'm human. I get depressed. I get sad. I get anxiety. I get so many different things, but I still try to push for not only my loved ones, my wife, my daughter. Um, Life is too precious. Life is too precious to stay in a depressive mode. And I try to enjoy life as much as I can, but facial hyperhidrosis always reminds me of the dark side of the mental health state that you can get into if you don't just accept it. I've learned to accept it. I mean, a lot of people are trying to find treatments out there, and I get where they're coming from. I just don't want to worry about it anymore. If I sweat, I sweat, and it is what it is. You guys know that this channel is about self development, trying to get better. So I'm trying to get better in a better mental space, better view of myself, better um just better overall. So I'm trying to eat better. I'm trying to read more books. I'm trying to pray more. I'm trying to get back into my faith. That's another topic as well. Because I am a Seventh Day Adventist. I think, yeah, Seventh Day Adventist. I was making sure the shirt said Adventist because I wasn't sure if I was wearing that shirt. But that's a whole nother topic. Fighting the flesh, fighting who you want to be in Christ, and the flesh wanted to do something else. So um, it's a constant battle in my mind. I don't know if anybody feels the same way. It's a constant battle with me, uh, with everything, and I just wanted to make a video that, there's a lot of things that go on, if I had my wife here, if I had other people here, I would probably be sweating right now, like sweating bullets. But I'm trying to get comfortable in the uncomfortable, and just wanted to reach to people out there that you're not alone. You're not alone. I've been suffering this since I was 20, 28 now, so about 8 years. Uh, it's been it's been it's been crazy, to say the least. There's a lot of things I haven't done because of this, and I don't know what the future holds. I don't know what is going to happen. I just know I'm gonna keep fighting. So I know it's not something like people are gonna be like, oh, it's not cancer, it's not this, it's not. Listen, everybody has their own battles. Everybody has their own battles. I'm not gonna judge you for your battle, and I expect that nobody judges me for this battle. And I know people are gonna judge me, but at the end of the day, everybody has their own struggles, and everybody is going to fight them the best that they can. So, anyways, leave me a comment below if you are fighting this, or what you've done. I have taken glycose medication, but it gives me severe dry throat. I just can't do it. In that case, I'd rather sweat than having dry throat because I can't speak. So, anyways, this video is a little too long. If you guys want to hear a little bit more about it, or me talking a little bit more about it in some situations, let me know. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.